I'm thinking here, these first two beds, I'm gonna do an arched canopedal trellis. I think I'm gonna do cucumbers. You know I love my cucumber trellis. And then going through, I'm debating whether I want to do tomatoes 1, 2, 3 against the fence, and maybe they'll go over, maybe I'll have them come over this way. But I do like the 1, 2, 3 angle, which means I might do an extra tomato here, but those two I'd probably do something else that vines. And then the back bed here, another panel towards the back of the bed instead of the middle. I think I'm gonna do a tomato wall. That way I can do 4 to 5 plants against a wall, tie them up, keep them going nice and straight. I could prune them from the other side, but from this side they'll look like a big bushy tomato wall. And I'll do little plants, peppers, flowers, anything I want in the front. And if I do the tomato wall, I probably definitely won't do tomatoes on this edge. I think I like the 1, 2, 3 kind of at a diagonal. She's looking lovely. What do you think, Delilah? You like it? Beautiful. Now it's time to sit down and decide what seed out of all of these I want to start today.
I can be the one you love, but I'm so goddamn tired of why'd you have to leave me all alone? Yeah, I should've known.
And now that your seeds are all ready to go, it's time to get your seed starting area ready. I chose a spot in my basement just because I have the most space to set up a really cool light situation, and I already had the wire rack down there. And because I am in a basement and it's usually a little cooler down there, I went ahead and got heat mats specifically designed for seedlings. That way they can be at a better temperature to hopefully germinate a little quicker. You only need this for the germination process, and after you can remove it. And it is smart to have a fan set up ready so when the seedlings are a little bigger, it can mimic the wind and make them all the more stronger. All right. Now, some things take light to germinate and other things take heat, and some things take both. So I'm just setting it up so it's got warmth and some heat. Really colder weather this week, and since it's in the basement, I went and opted for those heat mats. I don't know if it's gonna transfer through here. This was an old rabbit cage bottom that I've always used, but I've never used heat mats before. So I will find out if this conducts heat through it better and keeps this area kind of warm. Otherwise, I might have to switch it up. As for now, I'm really, really hoping this just works and everything germinates and it goes well. We'll see. We are about 7 days in. Look how many things are here. Oh, they make me so happy. I was just down here talking to them. Mostly because I'm just impressed. Tomatoes. Oh, we got some super sweet cherry coming up today. Waiting on, and there's an nasturtium back there. We're waiting on the hollyhock, which I think is just going to take time. Peppers, I think, are going to take the longest, just because I also may not be warm enough for them down here. So we'll find out. And some things just take their time, and other things you could tell were just like ready to go. Like this one, so happy. Beautiful color, love and life. Like that one is, oh, I guess it's the bottom. Wow. Fascinating, because this one's not. bottom, but the top was green. I'm like, oh, day and night. I thought both would have black and white flowers, but maybe it was a mix of seeds. So one is black and one will be white. That would make sense. That's pretty cool. And then what I'm really impressed about is the pumpkins. This is my first year growing pumpkins. I am so excited for, like, every year something else gets me excited. Oftentimes, you know, my first year it was tomatoes. Second year, I think it was peppers. Cucumbers always get me excited too. But every year that I get to grow something new, I'm like really into it that year. And so far, like pumpkins, it's just, they're the strongest, the healthiest looking little things. Like 5 days in, how? I know it's a bigger seed. It starts with more luck, but like 5 days in, zinnia down here is like teeny baby. Like, it's just interesting, the genetics of each seed. And this is okra. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be yellow. This is my first time growing okra too, so I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm going to let that, see if I can, I'm going to mist it to get that seed off. So that's a dried seed on there. Sometimes they normally can get it off by themselves, but in this case it's so hard. I'm going to mist it and see if it can get it off by itself. I think another cool note is we're on day 7, and this is the biggest plant I have so far. The most vibrant, healthy, thick leaves, like the most energy this plant would take as the first one up. And also, here's the other seed planted the same day, and this is what it's doing. And by far, this one could come up and be even healthier, and that one could die out. You know, you never know. That's why you grow more than one. But also, I don't know how it relates to us as humans. Like, you could be born the same day. You could be twins and be totally different and grow at different rates. And yet one day come to be just as, you know, amazing and the same or strong or whatever. Day 7 looks different on everyone. From plant to plant, and the same species, same seed, and person to person. I have not turned on my fan yet. Whereas I would like to. For some of these, oh yeah, I want them to blow because it'll make them stronger. Their stems will get stronger and thicker. They'll be used to the wind, like they'll like it. It's good for all of them, but I'm waiting because since I'm in a basement, I don't need this to get cold and not germinate my pepper seeds. And so once everything's kind of germinated, I think I'll start doing that. And if some stuff takes longer, I'll just plant another seed or just wait it out and then start the fan. But yeah, so exciting. I'm sure every gardener has a story about how or why they got into gardening, and mine just so happened to start with houseplants, specifically this Sansevieria. This plant used to be my grandmother's, and from about 2016 to 2021, I was her live-in caregiver. And over that time, I watched her slowly stop being able to do the things that brought her joy, the things that she was always able to do, like gardening. Not just outdoors, but indoors too. By the time that I moved in, she only had a few houseplants left, and they were in a spare room, kind of locked away and forgotten. They were growing out of their pots, still alive. I don't know how. We forgot to water them. I hid them from my cats because I had never had a houseplant before, and I kind of made it my mission to fix this plant. And so I repotted it, showed it to my grandma, and told her that I would take care of it. And well, we had it upstairs for a while and I forgot to water it. So eventually I was like, I need to bring this plant downstairs to my living space where I can see it, take care of it, and make sure that I'm watering it. It didn't take long for me to fall in love with that little plant, and before long, that whole basement was full of plants, and I became obsessed. Little did I know that this plant actually meant a lot to my mom as well, because it was one of the plants that she remembered my grandma having for decades. It's been a couple years, but this plant finally started putting off little baby pups, and I decided I wanted to up-pot it and gift it to my mom too. She's a little kooky, but you know, she was kooky when I got it from my grandma. So sweet. 2 generations, grandma's plant and the baby it produced. For you, Mom.
Oh, I was hoping to.
Yeah, it's grandma's.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
This one is the original from her house.
Oh, thank you.
And then
That means so much.
it sprouted a baby.
Oh.
So now you got a new one and an old one.
And then I'll have to put it in a bigger pot, right?
Nope, this will be for years.
Oh, good.
Memories like this are the ones that matter. And just like that, Fool's Spring was over, and we got a little snow. But that's okay. The garden can rest, and so will I. See you guys next time.